Stand by.
We're live.
Welcome.
Hi. We didn't get countdown or nothing. We just
I know. We're testing a new platform, StreamYard, and so bear with us if we have any technical difficulties. But welcome to the show that no one asked for.
No one asked for this. No one did, but here we are yet again.
Every Wednesday, every Friday, 2 p.m. We keep showing up, whether you do or not. I love it.
Your living room or your kitchen or wherever you happen to be inside your house right now.
I love it. You know, what's interesting is like I was going to post a reminder to people, but we also just started a radio show on the Soho. It's on the Soho network, but it's called Alphabet Radio. It's on Soho Radio on Alphabet, and it's in the UK. We've been posting about that, and I didn't want to be too like greedy with everybody's time. So
yeah, well, we're a little bit hot on the social right now, so I feel like we need to give people a break from us.
We're sorry. Our ovaries are literally exploding.
But if you haven't gone to our social, which actually I think you have because you're here, but if you haven't seen all our posts, we just posted a video we made too about surviving social distancing at home with your kids. It's a funny little video we made that I think is just brilliant. So
yes, we're proud of ourselves for that one. Our publicist, we were like, just wrote back received, and we were like, what? No, this video is awesome. And then I said to Jamie, oh my God, we've become those people, that talent. We've become that talent.
But we need what's the word I'm looking for?
We need our ego stroked. Is that it?
No, it's acknowledgement. We need recognition.
Your way sounds better.
Yeah.
So if you're joining, make sure to comment so we know you're here and we can talk about it. But I think we have a guest today, and I think we should bring her in. Should we, Jamie?
I think we should. She's one of my favorites. Hi, Melissa.
All right. So her name is Lisa Schumann. We call her, what do we call her, Jamie?
Lisa the therapist, because she's our therapist. She's not our therapist, but she's therapized us a lot. Hi, Kim.
We want her to be our therapist. Yeah. And she's here to talk to us today about wellness in the middle of this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to just read her amazing credits. She's the founding director of the Center for Family Building in New York. She and her team counsel individuals and couples and help them find an easier path to parenthood, which we all are all trying to help with. Mm-hmm. She also runs programs for donor-conceived children and is also the director of mental health services for Reproductive Medicine Associates of Connecticut, RMA, and Gay Parents to Be.
She has a much more extensive resume than us.
Well, I mean, that could be said of every single one of our guests. Let's bring her in here, shall we? Lisa, the therapist.
Hi, Lisa. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
You too. Looking good.
You too. You ladies look wonderful.
Well, thank you.
We are in our social distancing finest right now.
Yes.
I brushed my hair.
Well, I'd like to report that I took a bath, but I did not wash my hair. So it's looking a little raggedy.
Well, you're halfway there. That's
at least my person,
right?
We're all just making it through.
Making it through. That's all we could do. Absolutely. And that's all anybody can do, right?
It is true.
Yeah.
I think we need to just use this, Robin, as a therapy session.
I know, right? So, Lisa, when I was 5.
It's so hard. Well, you know what? That's actually the first thing I wanted to say is before I say anything else is that, I know there's a lot of stuff out there about use this time effectively and you should do this thing and that thing. And so before I say anything else about stress reduction strategies or things to help yourself, everybody's human. Like we're all doing everything wrong, right? We're all like not showering enough or having an extra glass of wine or whatever. I mean, everyone is struggling and everybody has to do the best they can no matter what. And the most important thing is not how many times we fall, but how many times we get up, right? So we have a bad day and we're like, okay, I yelled at the kids today. Tomorrow's a new day.
So, Lisa, I already feel better. And you've only been here for 4 minutes. I already feel better.
Because there's a lot of yelling going on in my house right now.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Not easy, right?
No. Right before we started, we were setting up and Rose came into the room and Rose was like, and Jamie asked her to leave and Rose was like, no. And I just saw Jamie's face and I was like, Rose, read the room. You're going to want to go. You're going to.
Right. It's hard for everybody. It's hard for the kids. It's hard for us, and especially your kids, as they get a little bit older, they're programmed to be social, right? And so that's particularly difficult for them. If you have a little one, they just have more time with mommy, and that's maybe nice for them.
Yeah.
But, as they start to get a little older, it's so hard for them. They can't connect socially. They can't be out in the world. They can't be in their activities. And that's what their bodies are like programmed to do developmentally at that time. So it can be particularly hard for them, I think.
Yeah.
Not that it's not hard for us, but it's I think, hard for them.
Well, we have booze to help us through it.
That's right, exactly.
We have that thing called lunch beers.
That's right.
That thing called lunch beers.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Hashtag lunch beers.
All right, I'll have to put that on my next post.
Yes, I feel like it should go in the workbook. Well,
That's right.
Lisa, talk to us a little bit about, you reached out to us because you put together some paperwork for folks that would be helpful during this time. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I just want to share, there's, not so much I can, do during this time. Everybody's suffering. Besides doing a little volunteer work, I just want to share with the community some ideas about stress reduction and ways to manage their stress. So I made some ebooks, which I sent to you guys, and everyone can, email me at lisa@familybuilding.net if they want a copy. They're absolutely free. I wrote them a few weeks ago just to give out to as many people as they want. And it's a good kind of guideline to look at, and a kind of a framework to think about how to manage your stress during this time. So what I did is put it into 3 categories. So the first category is reducing stress. And I think that most people go to that first, right? Like, I'm really stressed out. I want to get rid of my stress, right? And so we have that extra glass of wine. If we choose something healthy, maybe we'll go for a run, or maybe we'll do a meditation or something. Like, we want to get rid of the stress. But that's not the only way to kind of manage stress, even though it's the first way that we typically think about reducing stress. There are also 2 other ways I think that are really helpful, and I think it's good to take some from each category and to try to integrate them into your life. So the reducing stress would be that, stress reduction strategies that you have at home. I have a YouTube channel also, the Center for Family Building YouTube channel. You can take a look. I've got some quick stress reducing exercises you can do in like 3 minutes. Exercise and eating right and limiting screens. You hear about that all the time. Don't watch the news before bedtime. All those sorts of things. Practicing gratitude. All of those things will help kind of reduce the stress. But then there's also increasing happiness, which is helpful also. So, which you guys are experts at, making people laugh. And laughter is wonderful, right? It really helps our moods. It's so good for us, and doing other things that can really help contribute to our joy. So, even if it's giving a hug to somebody that we love, or trying to connect with people, we did the holidays over Zoom to try to connect with people that we, care about. To do things that also increase joy is really, really helpful. And then the third thing is managing overwhelm. And I think this is hard for everybody going through this, but then when you're also going through fertility treatment at the same time, it's the same mechanism that gets activated, which is feeling out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what everybody's feeling now, out of control, right? And our bodies go into this fight or flight response, which all mammals do, right? You see a little bunny in the woods, and a fox comes after him, his hair stands up on his back, and his pupils dilate, and his heart starts racing, and he thinks, I've got to either fight or run away. And so our bodies do that, but doing that over and over again, having this like onslaught of stressors when you're going through fertility treatment, and even now, hearing the news and all of the new mandates, right? You can't do this, then you can't do that, and what's going to happen? All the scary stuff is this onslaught of stress on our body, and our cortisol levels rise, and it's just too much stress. It's bad for our body. We gain weight that way because we build up glucose. It's not good for our heart. So I think just to kind of combat that directly, it's good to do things that help manage overwhelm. And one of those things could be trying to find some hobby or a pleasurable activity where you feel that you're putting your energy into something and then you receive some benefit for it. So even if you said, okay, we're going to learn how to, bake this particular type of chocolate chip cookies that I always wanted to make, or I want to rearrange the furniture, or we're going to paint a bedroom a different color, or whatever it is, if you take on a project where you can feel good about it, and I think we all gravitate to work projects, but it should be something fun, and you put your energy into something and you see a result, it can really help stabilize you. You can start to feel a little bit calmer because now you see that you have some control over something. Your body has that experience of having control over something in your life. And that can help stabilize some of this kind of out of control feeling.
Overwhelm.
Yeah. Exactly.
I do want to say if listeners, if anyone watching has questions, please feel free to post them in the comments and we'll throw them up as they come. But go ahead, Jamie.
I need a project that I can do with my whole family. If anybody has ideas, throw them at me. I got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. Let's figure this out.
Those are hard ages.
Yeah.
They're just they're so far apart. They can't do the same things. So
the same things. We do art projects together. You can do cooking projects together, right? I mean, there's a lot of things like that you can do. There's you can go to. Do you have any parks near you?
We have a big open space. Yeah, go there. We did that yesterday.
You can do like a little treasure hunt, like find rocks, and then you come home and look them up.
You can paint rocks.
Little rocks and find out what they are, or leaves. Do little projects like that with them.
Well, that's fun.
Little treasure hunts.
I'm curious, Lisa, do you have any advice for parents who are struggling with kids who do not want to do the schoolwork remotely? Like I'm hearing, like, I know it happens at least once a week from one of my kids and then the other, like just that meltdown day where they just don't want to and they're struggling. Like, what's your advice for that, for juggling that?
Well, I think the first thing to do is set the expectation. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what our life is going to look like. We're going to all get up at X time. We're going to have breakfast, and then we're all going to do our work till whatever time. And you can, for the little ones, you can set an alarm, like a timer. For the older kids, they can look at the clock and say, okay, at this time, we're going to finish and we're going to do this thing. And this is what the schedule is going to look like. You can print it out or write it down on a piece of paper. And if, let's say, X amount of things happen, then we can have some free time in the afternoon, or we can have free time at lunch, or we can have screen time, or whatever sort of reward you want to give them. But I would be very specific about what that looks like. And if you get pushback, then there's just going to be pushback with the other things too, right? If they kind of hodge you around and they delay and they don't get their homework done, okay, well, you're taking away from your video game time this afternoon. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Because if we're planning from 10 to 12 to do our work, or 10 to 11 or whatever, and then we all want to have a snack, there won't be time now. So this afternoon, we're not going to be able to have as much video game time.
Okay. We got a question coming in from Michelle. She had triplets. She was on our podcast.
Michelle, she's telling me what was fun that they did. The triplets were grumpy yesterday, and we did a silly activity where we tried to make letter shapes with our bodies. They had a ball for 5 minutes. That's
5 minutes is better than nothing.
That's a good idea. Robin and I did that once.
We did it as social media promotion.
Really?
And we did have a very fun 5 minutes. I won't lie.
Yesterday, I saw this post of like things you can make that the kids are going to love. And the thing is, you spend so much more time making the thing than the kid spends playing with it. I found this, I made out of a toilet paper roll. I taped it to the wall, and I got him some little toys that he could push into the paper so that it would go through the tunnel, and then I put a bowl at the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Brilliant.
Creative.
It lasted 2 minutes, and it took me 20 minutes to get this thing all set up and ready. So
oh my gosh,
that's how it goes.
Well, that is so difficult.
It's, I find that for me personally, the hardest part is like, I think in real life you get to leave and reset. Like maybe you're home with your kids for the weekend, and then Monday you go to an office or you go somewhere, and you can kind of reset and be with grownups. There isn't any resetting that can happen short of, I've been taking a lot of baths because I can close the door, which I'm just like, I'm in here. But like, do you have recommendations for how people can reset themselves?
Well, a lot of people don't like this idea, what I'm going to say, but I think starting some sort of meditation practice, even if it's short, is really helpful. A lot of these apps will give you like a 5 or 7 or 10 day trial. And that's because after 5, each time you do it, you might find that you're a little less stressed. But if you do it consecutively for a week or 10 days, you'll have this spillover effect where you'll start to feel like an overall sense of calm. You'll actually feel much better. And that's something you can even practice with the kids. I mean, even little kids can like lay down there and, you teach them to smell the flowers and then blow out the birthday candles.
Yeah, we had that going on for a little while.
Yeah. We were doing it, but then we were getting into fights like by week 4 because like no one was sitting still. And then I was like, maybe we throw out the meditation because I felt like I was forcing it. And it was like, we weren't actually meditating. Like I was just forcing a schedule. Like, and I think I need to be a little less rigid personally. We're on spring break this week, so everything is much better, but I'm a little bit dreading Monday when we go back to the school week.
Well, I think even though it's tough to do, getting on a schedule is the best thing for everybody. And it's hard to do it, but once you bite the bullet and get everybody on board with it, and if you want to call me later, I'm happy to help you, get everybody on board with it. Once they get into a schedule, they just eventually they'll start doing it. Yeah. It just takes a little time and a lot of effort, unfortunately. And then as soon as you kind of back down, they take advantage of it. Right? Then they push twice as hard because they know that they just have to give you a hard time and you'll give up.
Yeah, they can smell the fear.
They smell it, yes.
They figure it out, manipulation. I feel like, what week are we at? 4, 5?
5. I think we're in 5.
I feel like this week I just like threw in the towel. Like I was like, I can't. I'm here. I'm overwhelmed and I'm just like done. So I've thrown in the towel a bit and I have to figure out a way to get back on track. Yes. At this point, I was like, whatever, here, I don't care, take the iPad.
Yeah.
I want to fight with you.
Right, well, that's how we started, right, Jamie? Like, it's always, you can always just get back up and reset, right? You can make up a schedule, you guys can make up a schedule, and you say, all right, we made up the schedule with our wives, we've decided what we want to do, and then you present it to the kids at breakfast the next day, starting today or starting tomorrow even, maybe give them a day, so it doesn't feel like they're getting it sprung on them. Starting tomorrow, this is going to be our schedule. We're all doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody has to get in line.
Tweak it a bit. I'll tweak
it. Yeah, I think we need some adjustments to the schedule, which I think the break will be good for them. But I think it's Wednesday and we're starting to say to the kids, just remember Monday's coming. Like we're going to be getting back on the school schedule, or it means we're going to start the walks in the morning again. We're going to start because it's just like, but I am still dreading it a little.
Because there's pushback.
I think the schedule for me feels very, oh my God, Jamie, we're doing it again. We're turning it into our therapy session. God, I love Lisa, the therapist. But it feels like Groundhog's Day. Like, here we go on the family walk. Here we go. It's math. Here we go. And it's like, I'm one of those people who, like, when I went back to work, I was okay. Like, I missed my kids and I cried, but I liked going back to my stuff too, and so I feel like nothing's mine right now.
Yeah. Well, no, most moms did not sign up to be teachers, right?
It's true. It's true.
It's not like
most people didn't sign up to be stay-at-home moms either.
Or stay-at-home moms, exactly. And so it's not fun to do that, but it is comforting for the kids, even if they rail against it, to have a schedule. It does help comfort them. It does help give them some structure. So it's not always fun for us. That's for sure. But you need to build in some time for yourself also, right? You just need to have that. And even if you guys have to take turns with your wives, to say, okay, I'm taking the kids from 2 to 3, and then you're going to have them, 4 to 6 or whatever. You make some plan where you tag team. It's really helpful because you need to have time for yourself. You need time for work. You need time to relax. You need time to, watch, the Hollywood Housewives or whatever, whatever you want to do.
The L word. It's the L word.
No, but you know what? It's a good point, Lisa, because we make a schedule for ourselves, me and Anne, for our work day. I need this time. You can have this time, but we don't do that for personal time.
Oh,
you don't think about that. Why would it seems so indulgent to do that, but I guess that's not a bad idea.
And even, look, in my house, I just have to get up earlier in the morning. Yes. So, it's hard, when the kids go to bed, I go to bed now. They're up, we get them all upstairs, get them ready for bed. they're washed up, getting in bed, and I get in bed like I'm starting to like brush my teeth at 8:30. Believe it or not, because I want to be up at 5 o'clock or earlier to do whatever I need to do my meditation and exercise, and it's quiet in the house and no one's around, and I can do what I want, and it's really nice.
It's great. My kids are already up by then, Lisa.
You're already up at 5 o'clock?
5:30, 6.
What time do they go to bed?
7:30, 8.
So that's your time, and when they're sleeping, right?
Yeah, we stay up for an hour or two.
Mm-hmm. So
we have a question here from Amy Baronato. I'm a mom and a teacher, finding it hard to balance the two. Being support for both makes it hard to find time for myself. Any suggestions? And it's kind of what we just talked about. But
hi, Amy. I know you.
So, again, schedule. I think scheduling is really the best way to do it. I don't know how old your kids are, but if you kind of let them know that this is going to be the plan, and if you have a partner, that's great, then you guys can tag team. If you don't, then you might have to wait, like Jamie is saying, till the kids are asleep, or do what I do and get up early to give yourself a little extra time. But it's really important to do that. You need time just to kind of get outside. You need physical exercise. You need some time for your mind, some meditation or relaxation, whatever it is, and giving yourself that time just to recharge your batteries. Otherwise, you're not good to anybody, right? Like I'm saying on the airplane, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you put on your kids. It's so true.
Yeah.
We got to take care of ourselves, guys.
Yes, you do.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much. We want to make sure that people can find you so that they too can actually get therapy from Lisa the way that we'd like to do when we bring her on.
Our go-to lady.
So you can find Lisa at familybuilding.net, and you can follow her on Instagram at @familybuild, or subscribe to her YouTube channel for helpful weekly tips on family building and self-care. And do you want to give them instructions on how they can get, look at someone saying they miss Jamie, on how they can get the things that you wrote to help people out?
Yeah, so the ebooks, I will send them to anyone who wants them. They're free ebooks. And just email me at lisa@familybuilding.net, and I will send it to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for everybody. And I love working with you guys. I'm available to you anytime, too.
We love you. We love you, Lisa. And hopefully we'll get that Tip Top program going again soon.
Yes, I hope so, too. Yes, that's such a shame.
I know.
We'll get it going.
We're going to get it going.
We're all coming back better than before.
Yes.
Hi, Kimberly Gunn.
And hi, Kimberly Gunn. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for taking the time in.
It was great to see you, everyone. And thanks, everyone, for joining.
And everybody else, come back on Friday. It's our happy hour edition at 2 p.m. It's early happy hour. We have the wine at 2.
Fantastic. Well, 5 o'clock someplace, right?
That's what my mom used to say.
Exactly.
She's dead now. But okay. Come on, she would find that funny. That's how I got to be this way.
Hi, Amy.
And we'll say our last hug. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming. We'll see you on Friday.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.